All right. Welcome to DCT.
Episode 34. Hey, Ben.
Hello.
How's it going? How you doing?
Not so good. After looking at our TikTok comment section, we had some update comment. We had some really just personal attacks.
Yeah. I will say, however, though, thank you to everybody who's been liking and supporting and commenting on our videos. We recently eclipsed 600 followers, which is pretty big for us considering we are trending upwards in terms of viewership. And something that really does help us with that is comment engagement from all of you beautiful people watching us at home. Because despite what you may think about our takes on the Bears game and our takes on the Commanders game, all of your comments are helping us get more views. So whether you like what we talk about or not, you're really helping us grow. So thank you so much.
I'd appreciate it if you didn't talk about my beard neckline, though, and having a girthy neck.
That was fine. And for all the people who want to go searching for that, look up the guy's profile picture because in a beard contest, Ben clears. That's all I'm going to say. But now to get into the episode. Cowboys recap. So I did see a lot of comments saying that, like, I can't believe that you guys are trying to pick the Commanders over the Cowboys. Guys, this is a DC sports podcast. I'm not going to try to get on here every week and be realistic. I'm trying to be optimistic for my team and talk about what we need to do to win. Now, obviously, we didn't win because they didn't do any of the things we talked about, except for holding Kevontae Turpin to 2 catches. That's the only thing that they did that we talked about. Was
Jalen Tolbert.
Was it Jalen Tolbert?
It was Jalen
whatever one of the wide receiver 7s are. I don't care. But Cowboys recap, 44-22 Cowboys. How are we feeling?
Not great. I mean, I think this game was really just a display of what is wrong with the team, like in its entirety. I mean, on the defense, last year, just a complete different defense than last year. I mean, on average, I think our numbers are actually slightly better this year on a whole, but the amount of big plays that we've given up 5 plays. Good God. Given up 5 plays of 50-plus yard. That's the most in the league, by I think 2. I don't know what is going wrong. I do, actually.
We do know what's going on.
It's our secondary.
Yeah.
I mean, Quan Martin's allowing 24.9 yards per target, which leads the league.
At being worst, by the way.
At being the worst, yes. I mean, he's missed key tackles, the DeAndre Swift tackle in the Bears game. And was it the CD tackle in this game?
Yeah, I believe so. Where he just ran down the sideline.
Yeah.
Just completely blown coverage.
Yeah. Marshawn Lattimore.
You know, I want to bring this up real quick before you go in on the rest of the defense. This comment has really stuck with me for the last 4 weeks on how much I hated this comment. Somebody, when we were talking about, I think it was the Packers pregame, somebody left a comment saying, the Marshawn Lattimore hate is so overrated. And ever since that game, he has been targeted by every single offense, every game, and has shown why I keep shitting on Marshawn Lattimore. And at this point, it's gotten to a point where we're getting too bad to blame our DC on everything.
Yeah.
Like, we have gone straight from blaming our Jowett Jr. to blaming the actual players that we've gotten on our field. And with missed tackles and Marshawn Lattimore being a bum, that's what has happened to us. But yeah, go ahead, continue.
Well,
that comment is fucking stupid, by the way, but go ahead.
Marshawn Lattimore, he's allowed 15 receptions that resulted in first downs. That's good for 5th in the league. 5th worst, by the way. All these stats are the worst in the league, not the best.
It's Marshawn Lattimore.
15 receptions that resulted in first down, 5th in the league. 14.9 yards per completion, which at cornerback in the NFL is the worst. And he's had 6 defensive penalties, which is good for second in the league. And that's defensive penalties. That means that includes cornerbacks, that includes safeties, that includes linebackers, it includes defensive tackles, defensive edges. I don't even want to talk anymore about him because I think if we had a Marshawn Lattimore hate show, it would be longer than this podcast has ever been.
Definitely not a good defensive standing for us. Now, granted, going into this game, we knew that our secondary was questionable, and we knew that CD was going to be back. We knew George Pickens has been playing really good the last 3 games, and we talked about how Jake Ferguson could not have a big game against us if we wanted a shot at winning. All of these things happened. We ended up giving Jake Ferguson 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
And only on like 30 yards receiving, but granted, it was still 2 touchdowns. And then Pickens almost had 100 yards, and CD went for 120 or 110. So definitely some secondary issues.
They also didn't even look that great on the run. I mean, Javonte Williams had 2 touchdowns, 1 touchdown.
He had a touchdown.
And, I mean, our run in the first 4 weeks of the season, averaging 3.6 yards a carry, which was the 6th best in the NFL at the time. Now, through weeks 5 through 7, it's allowing 5.3 yards a carry, which is good for 5th worst in the league. I mean, I don't know what happened in between then. Obviously, we lost Dorrance in the last part of that game. But, like, nobody's tackling on this team. I mean, 3.1 yards after contact on that run defense, sorry.
You just have running backs bouncing off bodies, and nobody's wrapping up. Everybody's trying to lay hits. That's what I've seen over the last 2 weeks that really stuck, is that everybody's trying to hit instead of tackle. And that's exactly what happened on the Swift touchdown against the Bears. We went for a hit instead of a tackle, and that allowed him to just shred it and then run up the sideline. So not a very good defensive game for us, and also not that great on the offensive side either. I mean, obviously, JD went down in the 3rd quarter, and we had Marcus Mariota come in, but just some lines from the game. Daniels had 12 for 22 for 156 pass yards with 35 rush yards and 1 touchdown, no interceptions. And with those 35 rush yards, also led the team in rushing. For Mariota, when he came in, went 4 for 10, 63 pass yards, 34 rush yards, no touchdowns, and a pick, which was a pick 6 to Deron Bland. Now, just some conversion stats from last year to this year. 3rd down conversion. In 2024, we were 6th in the league. I don't know the percentage, but it was pretty high if it was 6th in the league. This year, in 2025, we are 25th in the NFL in 3rd down conversion rate. 4th down conversion rate, it gets a little bit worse because last year we went for it on 4th down. I want to say it was like 80% of the time, which led the league, and converted 89% of the time, which was, I believe, a league best. And then this year, we're all the way down to 51% on 4th down conversions. So I don't know if Quinn just doesn't believe in our team as much. Obviously, I wouldn't either, with our wide receiver room looking like a morgue right now. But some receiving lines for the game, obviously no Terry, no Debo, no Noah Brown. Jalen Lane went 3 catches, 60 yards. Chris Moore went 2 catches, 59 yards. Ertz went 3 catches for 37 yards. And then Robbie Chosen get elevated from the practice squad.
Chosen Anderson, you mean?
Yeah, whatever. Had 4 catches for 36 yards. And McCaffrey with only 2 targets. No catches. So the ball was getting spread around, which is what I liked. Decent yardage on the catches. The only thing is that our rush was not there. Now, I talked about this with you a little bit before the podcast started, but our run was looking very good up until about 5 minutes left in the second quarter. And I don't know what happened. I guess Dallas figured us out is like the best way I can put it, because after that, no run of ours went over 6 yards.
Yeah.
Not a single rush went over 6 yards in the entire rest of the game, which to me is like, it's either very good coaching or very bad coaching on our side of the ball. So Cowboys 44-22 win. I would have liked Jaden to play that whole game, but obviously I want his health is my top priority. And if he was in the whole game, maybe it would have been a little bit different. I would have expected a bigger shootout. And obviously with not having any of our starting wide receivers, that does hinder an offense because it's putting a lot more pressure on the backs and a lot more pressure on our O-line, giving them time to throw.
Yeah.
And so I don't really want to talk about the Dallas game anymore. We'll just move on to next week, which we'll talk about a little bit later. But I would say
I just want to say something before we move on to something that's not the Commanders. I think we as Commanders fans need to take a reality check. Mm-hmm. And that is last year, after having such an elite season, going that 12-5, going to the NFC Championship game, we had the expectation to do the same, if not better, this season. Last season, the reason we did that was because our offense was so good, and we came out of nowhere, and nobody was expecting us to, and our defense was below average.
Mid at best.
But the holes that we had on defense were being filled by those big plays on offense. Now that we don't have any receivers, we don't have Jaden playing at his best, we don't have... I mean, even our run game doesn't even look as good as last year in these last 3 weeks.
Yeah, last 3 weeks. I mean, our run has definitely improved with Bill getting more carries, but in the Bears game and the Cowboys game, like, it doesn't look set. Like, it looks like they're still trying to figure it out, but I don't know. I think the reality check is good. I also think we need to actually realize most Commanders fans' strength of schedule was definitely in our favor last year. Mm-hmm. From being the second worst team in the league, maybe the third worst team in the league, to
second because we got Jaden.
Yeah, to being where we are now. So I know our schedule's gotten a lot harder, and it makes it hard to stay competitive when health is a concern for everybody. So
I mean, we're a hospital ward at this point. Mm-hmm. I know our quality of play is not at the level it was last year, but our roster isn't at the level of quality it was last year. I mean, Debo's out last game. Terry's been out for 3 games. By the way, guy, you need to get back, or that $32 million a year is not looking great. Jaden needs to get back to the level he was playing last year. We can't generate any edge pressure, which puts all the consequences onto our secondary. Our linebackers are fine, but nothing special. I mean, Bobby Wagner's getting beat because he's having to play so often. Frankie Louvu needs to step up. You're supposed to be the leader of this defense. You can't stop shit right now.
Yeah. I also think that...
Fuck Matt Gay.
I also think that they did give the backup linebackers more reps. I did see guys like McGee get more reps last week, which is good. I think he also had a flag as well for, I want to say it was illegal contact. I'm pretty sure it was called on, but I mean, he's young, you know. If he can get more reps, he can clean that stuff up, and he can definitely be a staple in our secondary. But we just got to figure out what's going on and how we can survive. Right now we are in survival mode. We need to survive until everybody can be back and healthy.
We're in survival mode against the Chiefs. We're in survival mode against the Seahawks. We're in survival mode against the Lions.
Mm-hmm. And then we get a 2-week trip to Madrid.
I'm not feeling good.
Maybe we can pull one of these games out of our asses, but I mean, we just got to be healthy. And we're starting to trend back into old Commanders habits where it's just like, great, I get to watch my football team lose again this week.
Well, honestly, I mean, at this point, I was telling our group chat about this the other day. Like, somehow the Commanders being better is worse on my mental health.
Yeah.
Because now I have expectations.
Mm-hmm. Whereas we didn't have expectations at all.
For the first, 20 years of our life, we were like, the Commanders suck. They're probably going to be a 7-9 team again. You have the 14th pick in the draft, and
we'll just be mid for another 15 years.
We'll just be mid again and again and again. And now we got our first taste of success, and that Bears game was brutal. Mm-hmm. That Cowboys game was brutal. Yeah. Like, it's just flipping me back into that I don't want to watch football anymore.
Yeah, and definitely the Terry holdout in camp definitely led to his early season performance issues, with obviously not being with the team, not being with Jaden, not getting that connection back to where it was. And granted, Debo did pick up a lot of that, but in that Bears game, he was dealing with a heel injury, which allowed him to not run his routes correctly, and he was curving a lot of his routes. He wasn't getting the acceleration that he can have to get separation from the corners and secondary. So as long as they can get back to being healthy, maybe we can win a few more games this year until we run our gauntlet with the NFC East at the end of the season. Yeah. So, but enough Cowboys talk, enough Commanders talk.
I love how we say, like, we don't want to spend too much time on the Cowboys. We've been talking for 18 minutes now on this one game.
When we're very Commander centric on this podcast, we feel for our team, But
it is DCT though, which means we are going to talk about the Wizards at some point. Repping the district over there, I see. Should we just start with the Wizards right now?
Yeah.
And then we can move into other stuff later on?
Yeah, for sure. Let's do it.
All right. So, the outlook from last year. Not looking so great.
We were, last? Tied for last?
Tied for last. We went 18-64, I believe it was. The worst in the East. Tied with the Jazz. Jordan Poole led the team with 20.4 points per game. Sar had... It's not a pool party. Die. Sar led the team with 5.6 rebounds, and Jordan Poole led the team in assists, which tells you how awful this team was last year. I swear to God, if you mention a pool party again, I will throw you out. But since then, obviously players that have left the team: Jordan Poole, Sadiq Bey, Malcolm Brogdon, Rashawn Holmes, and Marcus. Yeah. And since then, we've gained Trey Johnson, Will Riley, and Jameer Watkins. All those were in the draft. Then we traded for Cam Whitmore. Great acquisition in my mind. Dog. CJ McCollum. Dog. Marvin Bagley III. Not a dog.
He's like a puppy.
Yeah, he's like a...
It's like a Shih Tzu.
He's like a runt of the litter.
Oh, I wouldn't say runt. I would say probably like those piece of shit, like white snowball dogs are like always tinted brown because they're dirty.
He's the runt of the litter because he was a number 2 overall pick, and now he's been banished to Washington. Never mind.
Yes, I was mogging you. Continue.
The one thing that I love about this roster is the fact that there's only 3 players on the roster that are above the age of 30. CJ McCollum, Chris Middleton, and Anthony Gill.
Yeah, Gill or Gill.
Gill, however you say his name.
What, you don't like Cougars, Ben?
What the fuck does that even mean?
Those are our bets. Those are our backbones.
Anyway, the starting lineup right now looks like it's going to be Bub at point. It's going to be CJ at shooting guard. Right now it's looking a little iffy because Bilal would normally start a small forward, but he's still nursing that injury from last season. So I think it's going to be Cam. Not positive.
It should be Cam.
It could be Keyshawn. They might be looking... It depends on what they're looking for size-wise. Power forward, going to be Chris Middleton, and then at center, it's obviously going to be Sar. Yeah. So, I don't know, man. I think if Keyshawn, if Sar can make those year 2 steps, along with adding that Trey Johnson 15.
Yeah, he'll go and get you 13 to 15 a night. At least until he, gets his feet under him a little bit.
Will Riley looked good in preseason.
Yeah.
I talked a lot of shit about Will Riley after the draft, but he looked good. I'll eat my words if he's great for us. And then off the bench, you got Trey Johnson, Corey Kispert, A.J. Johnson, Cam Whitmore, Vucevic, and Bagley.
Yeah, it's a good bench. It's kind of giving me like Pacers depth vibes, but like 4 years younger for everybody on our team.
Yeah.
Like in 4 years, we could have that like Pacers Celtics depth at bench, which we definitely need if we're not going to have a superstar on our team.
Yeah.
Which is like the one thing that we are really missing. Like Jordan Poole last year was our superstar, and he kind of had like somewhat of a career revitalization coming to Washington for that 1 year, and then just getting his bag and leaving. But I mean, he was averaging 20 points a game, was our leading scorer. I mean, it's not superstar levels of like averaging 30 a night. Like we just don't have that guy yet, and I really hope that Trey becomes that for us. And I could see Cam averaging 15 off the bench. If all of our young guys stay healthy, the vibe of that team is so like they're all friends outside of just being on the team together, and it helps when they're all the same age.
Yeah.
So like,
I just thought of that meme that was like, how are we gonna defeat them with the power of friendship?
Yeah, that's literally that's every Washington team for the last 5 years.
Yeah,
has
honestly.
just been trying to win with the power of friendship.
Well, it's also like 2 seasons ago when they had like 20 wins, but like 3 of them were against the Nuggets.
Yeah,
Like
we swept the Nuggets. The Nuggets did not beat us once that year.
No, it makes no sense.
Which was crazy because they went to the finals. Maybe even the Western Conference Finals. I don't know if they made it to the NBA Finals 2 years ago, but
No, 2 years ago was the Celtics. 3 years ago they made it to the final.
yeah. So they like beating them, and that was a highlight for me. And then last year I had to go to Wizards Pacers game where we got blown out by 51 at home. But it happens.
It's a new day. I'm excited. I mean, I think that they can definitely turn into a team that is vying for one of those play-in spots.
Oh yeah.
Funny enough, to just make the play-in right now on, I think it's FanDuel, plus 1,800 odds. That means if you put $10 down on it, you win 190.
Yeah, and that's just because it's 20 teams.
Yeah.
Making the playoffs out of the 30.
That's bullshit,
in the NBA.
by the way.
But I could definitely see us, if we get a stride late in the season, like after the All-Star break, like late in the season, like I could definitely see us fighting for that 10th spot.
Yeah.
For that play-in. Granted, are we going to win that game? Who knows? But I am excited. And that leads me to think, who else are going to be in the NBA playoffs this year? Ben and I have both ranked how we think the Eastern and Western Conference are going to do this year, and some concerns for the team on what could inhibit them from getting to this position. So, what do you want to do first, East or West?
We've been talking Wizards. Let's start with the East.
Okay. So, I did the East, but, these were all mutually agreed on for the most part. So, at 1, I have the Cavs. So, the Cavs, they're going to be a top team in the East again. The East has just been shattered with injuries last year, and it's wide open for anybody. Now, granted, the one team that hasn't really done this has moved up a couple spots, in my opinion, but has not been Cleveland. But Cleveland is going to be a very consistent team.
Yeah.
Their only problem is health. They don't have Ball playing back-to-back games this year. They've already said it in some interviews that because he's been nursing an injury, they don't want him in back-to-back games. Which, I mean, I can get. He'll probably come off the bench for them. But if he decides to start, he'll be on and off again. And then you got guys like Garland, Strus, who were hurt last year in the playoffs, and then have been nursing that in the entire offseason. So they're going to be a little shaky to start. I do think that they will pick up during the end of the year. And then you got guys like DeAndre Hunter and Dean Wade who have just a long career of like on again, off again injuries. So if that team can stay healthy, they could go for another 60-win season. I don't see how that could be an issue for them. Number 2, I have the Bucks. This might be a little shocking to some people, but I do think that Giannis is going to have one of those years where he's just dragging his team to the finals, and I could very well see that for him. Their only problem is obviously with Dame leaving, their depth at guard is gonna have to step up. They got Kevin Porter Jr. and Ryan Rollins who are gonna try to fill that hole that Dame left.
Who?
Ryan Rollins, in case you didn't know, was their PG3 last year.
Who?
And they're gonna have to take a lot of that guard workload with Dame not being there. Dame was averaging, I think it was 34 minutes a night. And so that's a lot to make up for a bunch of role players and bench players. So we'll see how that goes. I still believe in the Bucks. I think that they're going to have a good season this year.
And they added Miles Turner.
Yeah, so that's huge. I'm a big Miles Turner guy, so I hated seeing him leave the Pacers, but I'll get into that a little bit later. At 3, I have the Knicks. I think that the Knicks and the Bucks could easily be interchangeable. It's just going to be based on injuries. The whole East has just been shaken with that. And you got Robinson, who was nursing a lot last year and didn't play, I want to say, back-to-back equivalent minute games. He would have one game where he would get maybe 20 minutes off the bench, and then another game he would have 6.
Yeah.
So, and it's going to be interesting to see Josh Hart play this year because he has been their iron, they're just rock on their team with being played back to back, and if he can hold out, obviously you have your stars, Brunson, being clutch player of the year last year. So honestly, I think they should have given it to Halliburton, but that may have been a little bias. But yeah, Knicks at 3. They could easily have a 55-win season if they wanted it, but if they could stay healthy, why not? At 4, I have the Celtics. Obviously, going to be a little bit of a fall from last year with not having Jason Tatum. He is tracking to possibly be back this season, maybe towards the end of the season, but
he'll be back.
My main concern right now is not Jason Tatum. It's actually losing 3 bigs in the offseason with Horford, Porzingis, and Kornet all going to different teams. So you're going to have people fill the floor and obviously they led the league in 3-point shooting last year, so it seems like they're already scheming towards a smaller floor lineup and shooting more 3-pointers. So
only 3s all season.
I mean, it worked for them last year a little bit, so I guess we'll see. It'll be a struggle. They'll be kind of limping to that 4th spot in my opinion, but they definitely, if they get their guys off the bench shooting 3s like they did last year, I don't see why they couldn't be in the 4th position.
You know what really helps a team that's limping into the playoffs?
What?
Inserting a guy that averages 27, 8, and 5. I missed you, Jason.
That will definitely help their case if they're going to press for the 4th seed at the end of the year. But for now, them scheming around smaller players is going to be their biggest concern.
I like it.
At 5, I have the Magic. So the Magic, I believe they were the 7th seed last year, got bounced in the first round by the Celtics, I believe, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
5 games?
Yeah, they won 1 game at home, and I believe it was the 2nd game, and then the Celtics won 3 in a row after that. So their biggest thing is keeping Banchero and Wagner on the floor at the same time. Last year, they missed 58 games combined, which is not good. But those are your 2 guys. I think Wagner averaged in the high 20s last year, and Banchero was right at 26. So if you can have both of those guys on your floor at the same time, that's an easy 5. I mean, this 5, 6, 7, 8 seed, it's so wide open in the East right now. The Wizards could sniff it at this point. So definitely keeping those 2 on the floor at the same time is going to be their biggest win condition for them maybe getting 45 to 46 wins. At 6, I have the Heat. So for the Heat, Hero is going to be out till late November. And that is your big driving force of your offense with playmaking and with him putting up over 20 a night. So they could also limp to this 6th spot, but then again, as I'm going down this list, it's just hospital team after hospital team. So it's really just up in the air for any of these guys. But I do think that the Heat have a decent amount of good players to the point where they could get to that 6th spot.
Who?
Bam is decent. I mean, if they can get Hero back in late November, they could definitely make a push for. And I mean, they're in the Southeastern Conference. Is that what it's called? So that conference is just a dumpster fire.
Yeah.
With I think the Hawks being one of the better teams.
Hawks, Wizards, Magic, Wizards. Did I say
You
Wizards?
said Wizards twice.
Oh,
They're just so good. You had to say it twice.
Wizards.
But yeah, so the 6 for the Heat, right? And then at 7, I have the Pacers. The Pacers obviously are going to struggle without Halliburton. Mm-hmm. He's already been said that he's not going to play this season. So maybe he could trend upwards at the end of this season, but I wouldn't risk it. I wouldn't risk your superstar doing that. So with that hole, it has to be filled with the playmaking ability. They just re-signed Andrew Nembhard to 2 years. I think it was like $40 million or something like that.
Is it Aaron or Andrew?
It's
They're
Andrew
brothers.
Nembhard, Aaron Nesmith.
No.
Oh, you meant who's on the Pacers?
He's a brother, right?
Yeah, I think he's got a brother. I want to say he plays for the Lakers. I don't remember. He was in the playoffs last year. Yeah. I don't know for how long, but I think Aaron is the guy that is on another team. I'm pretty sure. Andrew's the one that the Pacers have.
Yeah.
So, Pacers limping to the 7. I mean, it's going to be all limping from here.
Yeah.
And then at 8, I have the Sixers. I mean, obviously, you have VJ Edgecombe, who has looked great in the preseason and is going to be that driving force of that offense. You're going to have your debate this year with, is Embiid actually good or not, or is he going to play 30 games?
Get the fuck out.
And then you got Paul George and Jared McCain, all nursing injuries right now. I think McCain's latest one was his thumb, so in the preseason. So I don't know how that's going to look, or maybe even in Summer League. I think it was in Summer League, actually. So just to run it back really quick, I got Cleveland at 1, Milwaukee at 2, New York at 3, the Knicks, not the Nets. Celtics at 4, Magic at 5, Heat at 6, Pacers at 7, and then the 76ers at 8. And we're not going to count playing teams because, come on. So, what do you got for the West?
All right, West. Now, I will say there were 2 teams that I really wanted to put into this list, but I didn't. You'll see why. At number 1, I've got the Thunder. I think they're pretty much just going to pick up right where they left off last year. There's one of those teams that I think eventually it's going to be like the Celtics. They've got all their guys locked in, but at some point they're not going to be able to pay everybody. They're going to lose key parts that they're going to need later on to contend for those championship. But I think their biggest concern is developing all the guys on their bench. I mean, they're an incredibly deep team. They're the ones that had 27 draft picks in the next 5 years or something like that. Yeah,
something ridiculous.
Something crazy. But, I mean, what's his name? Nikola Topic. I think he was their first-round pick last year. He hasn't even played an NBA game yet, and he is really good. European, stash guy. But if they can get their bench to the point that they feel comfortable with running that second lineup out there as their starting lineup for games they don't care about during the regular season.
Yeah. Like when they play the Wizards.
That's
tough. I mean, you got guys like Case and Wallace and Aaron Wiggins who are really good. Yeah. So, and I mean, they were...
Isaiah Joe.
They were, and they were playing crazy good when they were subbing out in the finals last year.
Yeah.
So, definitely a repeat at the 1 spot.
Yeah. So, at number 2, I have the Nuggets. I think their biggest concern is going to be the efficiency when Nikola Jokic is off the floor. I mean, from 2 seasons ago, their offensive rating when Nikola was playing was 125.8. When he's off the floor, it's 86.3. That is good for the worst in the NBA. The worst in NBA history.
And they want to say that they don't want to give it to Jokic every year for MVP, but when you're the most valuable player to a team, that's the stat you look at.
Yeah.
Is when he's playing versus when he's not playing. And honestly, with Embiid getting that 1 MVP to stop Jokic from the three-peat is the biggest load of crap I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah.
But whatever.
Crazy stat from this last season, too. With in games that Nikola plays in, the Nuggets, I think, last season had about 57 wins. That's what they're good for. When he doesn't play, they're good for the exact same amount of wins as the Washington Wizards.
All I can say is, if he's not playing, we're just as good as the Denver Nuggets. That's all I'm saying.
Not something to hang your hat on. At 3, I have the Houston Rockets. I mean, picking up KD, massive. Biggest concern for me is, will Reed Shepherd be able to develop into the shooting guard that Fred VanVleet is? Obviously, he's out all year with that knee injury he sustained. I think it was ACL. Mm-hmm. But, I mean, they picked this guy at, I think, 3 overall, and he barely played last year. They put him down in the G League at some point, which is ridiculous to me. I mean, how do you take a number 3 overall pick and not play him? You're just deep, I guess.
It was very easy. The Wizards did it.
This is a good team.
You know, fair enough.
No, I think if he develops into the guy that they were expecting to be coming out of Kentucky, they can be really good this year. Mm-hmm. Number 4, I have the Timberwolves. Thing they have to watch out for is being able to replace the production of Nickeil Alexander-Walker. He went to Atlanta. They signed him to a deal that was much larger than I was expecting, but
it's a good player.
He is good. I mean, but the deal they gave him was way too much in my opinion. But guess that's not why I'm an NBA GM, I guess.
Yeah, that's why. But yeah, Wolves at 4. I like Wolves at 4. I mean, Ant's gonna have a good year again. Yeah. I mean,
anyway, 5. I have the Lakers. Honestly, I think the majority of why I have them at 5 is just because I think Luka can carry this team to that 5 seed. What's that for?
I think you know.
What is it?
I mean, the king wears the crown. So
the king that's like not a top 5 player in the league, or top 8.
Which is bullshit, by the way.
You think LeBron is still a top 5 player in the league?
God, no, but I would never say it out loud. Now, Luka is.
Yeah. So I think he is going to carry them. The only thing that I have that I'm very concerned for that was 100% exposed last year was their defensive consistency.
Yeah.
I mean, they got Luka last year. They went 8-2 in his first 10 games and had one of the best defensive ratings in the league. And then they switched into whatever mode they went into in the playoffs and lost in, was it 4 or 5?
May have been 4 games.
Okay, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, getting swept is not a good look.
Anyways, Golden State at 6. My issue with them is I feel like they're going to have a lot of load management with their key players this year. So the seeding on that one is TBD, in my opinion. I mean, you've got Jimmy, you've got Steph, you've got Draymond. Who else do they have? I mean, most of the other guys are rookies.
Yeah.
Not rookies, like
a lot of young
players.
guys, yeah.
You got Kuminga, you've got Quentin Post, you've got Brandon Podemski. You've got guys on the team, but I just don't know if they're good enough to be able to carry the team when those 3 are not playing.
Yeah.
Except Draymond Green. That guy sucks. But yeah, Warriors at 6. 7, I have the Mavericks. Now, I know I've been very health-oriented. This Mavericks team is going to go so far as their team doctors take them.
Yeah.
I mean, Anthony Davis, constantly injured. Kyrie has had 2 major injuries in the last 4 years. Cooper Flagg had an injury right before the ACC tournament in college. Mm-hmm. He hasn't even started in the NBA, and he has some injury concern. Klay Thompson, never been the same player after his injuries in Golden State.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Klay Thompson went 0 for 10 in an elimination game, by the way. I don't want people to forget that. That was embarrassing. But Klay is probably the second best shooter of all time, so...
Yeah. Nah. 2 is a stretch.
Yeah, I don't know. Klay is like...
Ray Allen.
I think he's better than Ray Allen.
Oh.
Ray Allen's 3, 100%.
Reggie Miller?
4.
We're going to have... This is going to be a hot take.
Like, this is going to be Steph Klay, 1 and 2. I think by the end of Clay's career, when his career stats are finally done, he's going to be the second best shooter of all time.
What about Jose Calderon?
Why are you talking about food right now? Jose Calzone? Who is that?
No, but my last seed is actually going to be the San Antonio Spurs. I debated with the Clippers. I debated with... Who else did I leave off this list? I can't even remember right now. But I think that this is going to be the first season that Wemby will be healthy for the entirety of the year. Knock on...
I mean, and he's had a very adventurous offseason, too. So, like, if he doesn't come in and average 30 and 20 a night, like...
Yeah.
The monks screwed him. Like, I'm going to be honest. Like, the Shaolin monks did not help him at all if he's not averaging 30 and 20.
Yeah, but... I mean, I think he's going to be good. I think Dylan Harper is going to be great for him. What's their rookie's name? Is it Kobe Bryant?
I think Kobe Bryant. With a C, I think.
I can't remember it.
Yeah, but then you also got...
You've got Stephon Castle. You've got Devin Vassell. You've got Jeremy Sochan.
You've got the pieces.
Exactly. Just use them. Use them correctly.
You just need Wemby, and it completes. So, and that's going from... How many wins did they have last year? 24?
I think more than that, but not that many more.
Somewhere in the mid to late, like to high 20s. Yeah. So, like, and Wemby's going to add probably 20 wins to that. So, I mean... He's
so good.
He's a freak of nature. He could dunk from half court if he wanted to.
I don't think he could do that, but...
With the power of the Shaolin monks, they might be able to.
Anyways, so... Quick recap. 1, Thunder. 2 seed, Nuggets. 3 seed, Houston Rockets. 4 seed, Timberwolves. 5 seed, Los Angeles Lakers. 6 seed, Warriors. 7, Mavericks. And the 8th seed, rounding them out, is the Spurs.
Sounds good. I like it.
All right, now let's move into our last segment. Second to last segment.
A new segment, by the way. So as I was talking at the beginning of the video, I was talking about, how we were getting a lot more views and a lot more traction and a lot more comments. And while this is growing our channel, this was the first time that we're able to actually do something related to the people that watch our videos. So what we're going to do is we'll have this as a reoccurring segment where we talk about our favorite comment from the week. So our top comment from the last 4 or 5 TikToks and YouTube video that we've put out.
Yeah.
So do you want to go first?
I think you should go first.
You think I should go first? Okay. I didn't care enough to remember what this guy's name was, but this was from our Dallas video, and our comment of the week was, Bill got absolutely stuffed, and Dak had his way. Good take, guys. And to be honest, you're not wrong. I mean, Dak had his way with the number 1 offense in the league, and Bill got shut down after the 5-minute mark in the second quarter. So,
unfortunately,
I mean, Dak has had his way with the entire NFC East, but 1 and 2 against the Cowboys when Jaden is playing, and I guess he's gonna get credited for that loss. But I hate putting the towel over my boy, but it is what it is. Yeah. You win some, you lose some. They're still not gonna win a playoff game, so I don't know why they're all in our fucking comments, but whatever.
My comment of the week is, and I wrote this down because this is a very good username. Are you ready for this? User 558564921113.
He either got his username banned or it's a bot. One of the two.
Really rolls off the tongue.
Yeah, right?
He said, this guy makes grilled cheeses at night. And if you don't know what that's from, I can't help you. And you probably don't think that this is funny. But I read that and I started dying of laughter.
Yeah.
Through the many remarks of general rudeness and being mean to us.
And the 300 same comments that said that Caleb was better than Jaden.
Yes.
Then.
There were a couple in there that we really liked. And that was one of them for me.
There was the beard guy. There was the grilled cheese guy. I mean,
I didn't like the beard guy.
I think someone called me gay in one of the videos.
They called us gay.
They called us gay.
Actually, I was the one that said, this person needs to come out, this person needs to come out. And this guy said, when are you going to come out?
So maybe he was talking about you. I don't know, but I don't think he's wrong. But
no. But
yeah, so those are some of our favorite comments of the week. If you want to be featured, talk shit, we're here.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it'll be a new reoccurring segment. I like the segment a lot, and I think as we go on and as we get more engagement, the segment is going to get a lot better.
Yeah.
Than just one comment. But
for realsies.
As we're rolling down, what
one last segment here.
Yeah, what do you want to do? Quick picks?
I think we finished off with quick picks.
All right, let's do it.
All right. Vikings at Chargers.
Vikings.
Chargers.
They got Aaron Jones back this week. He's cleared IR protocol.
Congrats. Carson Wentz is still playing quarterback for them.
Yeah, well, the Chargers have also lost, 3 of the last 4 games. So they're not looking too hot either.
Mm-mm.
Ever since that Commanders win, they have been splitting or losing games.
Yeah.
And Herbert... Dude, honestly, I'm so sorry to Justin Herbert. I put a hex on you for saying you should win MVP this year, and I feel really bad because I do like Justin Herbert a lot, and I do like the Chargers a lot, but I may have just cursed him for the rest of the year. But we'll see how he picks up in the back half. But yeah, I'm still going to go Vikings, though.
That was not a quick pick. Dolphins at Falcons.
Oh, Falcons.
Falcon.
Yeah.
Jets at Bengals.
Bengals.
Joe Flacco, baby. Browns at Patriots.
Patriots.
Yeah. Giants at Eagles.
Ugh. Second game against each other in 3 weeks, by the way. And then the Commanders don't sniff another game until week 16. But whatever. This is tough, dude.
I think Eagles smack them.
I don't want to give the Eagles the satisfaction of me picking them. I'm going to go Giants.
All right. Bills at Panthers.
Trap game. I think the Bills win.
Buffalo. Bears at Ravens.
Oh, God. Bears.
Ravens. 49ers at Texans.
Niners.
Buccaneers at Saints.
Honestly, they both have hospital rooms for wide receivers right now, but I think Bucks are just a little bit better. They did get exposed on Monday night, though.
They did, yeah. Cowboys at Broncos.
That'd be a good game. I mean, the Broncos scored 33 points in the fourth quarter last week, and Dallas gives up the most points to any team any week. So, I'm going to go Broncos.
I'm going to go Broncos, too. Titans at Colts.
Colts. I think the Colts just run away with it this game.
They might win by 40. Mm-hmm. Packers at Steelers.
That'll be a good game. It'll be a good game to watch. Aaron Rodgers' revenge game.
Mm-hmm.
Defensive shootout. Steelers.
Okay. I'm going Packers. And the last one, Commanders at Chiefs. I don't really want to talk about this game that much.
I mean, we have to.
We don't.
Yes, we do.
We don't.
Yes, we do.
I'm only going for 2 minutes on this, mostly because we're at 48 minutes and I don't want to talk anymore.
Okay, that's fine. You don't have to. I'll talk with the camera. So this week, week 7,
week 8.
Whatever. Week 8. I thought you said you were gonna shut the fuck up. At Arrowhead Monday night, primetime game against the Kansas City Chiefs. Obviously they skunked the Raiders last week, 31-0. Rashee Rice looked like he's back in prime killing people mode, and he had 2 touchdowns last week. You got Kelsey and Worthy trending up right now, both with decent performances last game, and Mahomes being ranked the number 1 QB in the league right now. I think his line is at 1,800 yards, 14 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions, which is a pretty good line for them. Do they already have their bye or not? You want to get your head off the desk? We're working here. I don't know if they've had their bye yet.
What were you asking?
If they had their bye yet.
Kansas City?
Yeah.
No.
Okay, so through 7 games, he's at 1,800 yards, 14 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. That's I don't want to sound like Chris Collinsworth, but that's pretty Mahomey right there.
Beginning to look a lot like Patrick Mahomes.
This game is just all going to depend on who we have playing. Because as of right now, on Tuesday, we have not heard any updates from anybody that has been hurt other than Dorrance is going to be out for the year. So I want to be optimistic about my team, but this is going to be a rough one. This is probably going to be a loss. I would say 27-16 Chiefs.
That's optimistic. I know beginning of the year we called this like 36-21.
That was with everyone healthy.
Yeah.
And us riding the high last year. So depending on who, it might change throughout the week.
No. We said we were going to lose by 2 scores.
Yeah.
And now we have everyone injured.
Yeah.
We might lose by 8.
8 scores?
Yeah.
Better be 8 field goals, because I want this game to be close. But yeah, so it's been a rough one for us the last couple of weeks. Maybe we can get back into the win column soon. We're only 1 game under 500 and 3rd in the NFC East. So,
I am in immense pain.
But with Ben being borderline depressed, that is going to do it from us this week. We will be back after this Monday night game next week.
Will we?
And we will also have a full week of Wizards regular season. Along with the shout out to the Caps. Right now they're playing. They're winning 3-1, I think. And they're 4-2 on the year. Ryan Leonard's look great. Chikrin's look great. Protas's look great.
Yeah.
And Ovi got his first goal of the season last year.
Week.
So he's got, or last year, Jesus, last week. So I think he's at 898 now. So he's almost at the 900 mark.
Almost.
Which is pretty cool. About to be in the club of his own. But we'll have a lot more to talk about that next week. So that'll do it from us. We will see you guys next week. Have a great week, guys.
Commanders fans, keep your heads up. We don't have a lot to look forward to right now, but we've been through worse.
Bye, guys.